everybody. It's Friday Lives. I'm Tracey Barrett, and this is Sharon Ayers for the Focus on Nova Real Estate team. We are ready to start our Friday Lives day, and it's the holiday season, so there's lots going on.
Yeah, lots.
What are you doing this weekend? What's happening?
Well, I'm helping a friend decorate. I do this every year. I taught with her back in the 70s, and for 20 years now, she's older than I am, and now can't carry any boxes or do anything like that. So I went over the other day and pulled everything out, because now she said, I'm going to do the basement in pink and white, and I'm going to do the upstairs in burgundy. So all of her reds and greens.
Aww.
We put in boxes too, because now it's time to take it over someplace.
You're such a good friend.
So, I try.
You really do. I mean that for real. Like, you are a really good friend. You're super dedicated to it, to helping her out, and that's just something to be said for that.
Well, and it's nice. I love a finished product.
Yeah.
So, I'm a crazy one that likes to rake leaves, because for a moment amazing. I have a finished product.
Right.
And that's why I like decorating.
I like mowing. Mowing gives me such joy, and I do it like a golf course. This way, this time, this way, this time.
Oh, yeah. Make it so pretty.
It just appeals to my OCD. What I was going to say is I am excited because I've officially entered the world of college tours with the boy. So
is that why you're going to Richmond?
Sort of, yeah. There is a soccer
Don't take
showcase.
him to the University of Richmond, because he'll love it.
I know.
It's beautiful. I made that mistake.
It is pretty. No, we're gonna. He's going down for a tournament that's down there, and it's a showcase tournament where colleges will be looking, etc. But because he's got like a 6:30 game tonight, we would have had to pull him out of school anyway. So I'm gonna pull him out like right after this, and we are heading to VCU for a college tour.
He's gonna like VCU.
And that was the thing. He was like, I just don't know what I like. I said, that's why you do this. You go and you check it out. And I said, it's an urban setting. It's going to be very different than other schools that you've seen. And I said, just go and keep an open mind.
Yeah.
You're not committing, you're not doing anything.
We sent our kids to colleges for weekend camps or whatever, just so they'd be exposed to the school.
Right.
And Allison, she clearly knew what she didn't like.
Right.
So, and then Johnny was waiting for
recruiters and all of that stuff, which is the other piece with Ryan, is that he really wants to play soccer. So, we've reached out to all the coaches that are going to be at the tournament, and it's just a small world. It just cracks me up, because the head coach at William and Mary, he and I went to high school together. He was a year ahead of me.
Wonderful.
We both played soccer, so we're like, hey, blah 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 blah. I was like, by the way, my mom says hi.
Well, that's a good end. That's where I wanted Allison to go, and we made the mistake of just driving through Richmond campus,
and the rest was history.
That was it.
Yeah, the tuition there is something else. So you better get a scholarship. That's happening.
Or she played lacrosse, which it was D1, and so we got in the NCAAs twice, and we got to go to Australia and play the World Cup team over there in Australia for Christmas one year, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
college sports is
amazing. I played. It was great. It was really, really great. It was so great. All right, so I'm going to do this really quick before we get into the things that are happening in the world and the local news and things like that we're going to talk about. But I don't know about you, but I am seeing with our buyers at the moment, first of all, our listings are completely sold out. With my buyers, it is multiple offers again. And so I think we are really ramping up for a similar market to what we saw this past year.
Right.
Super competitive, definitely a seller's market. Interest rates are super volatile and have started popping back up again. So I think it's one of those things where if you are a purchaser, I'm going to give you the call to action right now. If you are a purchaser looking to get into this market, now, like today, is the time to call us and start figuring out your game plan. I mean, literally a game plan. This is not something that you can just decide on a Saturday to go do. You need to be in with your lender. We're going to help you navigate that, figure out your loan program, figure out how you're going to leverage
and your
money.
Location. Drive through the neighborhoods.
Yep.
Drive through the neighborhoods on a Tuesday, drive through the neighborhoods on a Sunday.
Yep.
Know what your neighborhood looks like, know what the parks are, know where the swimming pools are, know
that you want it, because you're going to need to make your decision immediately.
Yeah.
And so the call to action is to if you're thinking about doing it, or if you are currently trying to do it, you need to not go that alone, because it's going to be a doozy of a market again, in my opinion. And I'm basing this on economic projections.
Yeah.
And just
Did you read that
feelings.
article that Ingrid had out there?
Yeah.
And it talked about the fact that the interest rates are going to pop up a little bit. They've already done that, because I talked to a lender yesterday for we were going to write an offer this weekend, and So they have popped up a little bit, but they also are saying because now the sellers have finally realized, wow, I can still sell my house and get top dollar.
Good dollar for it.
So, that's what we're finding too, that the projection for 2022 is that there will be more houses on the market.
Correct.
And
which brings me to my section call of action, which is buyers, let's get your act together if you're going to compete. And we had really good success. I was looking at the numbers this past year, and the team had 28 purchasers. So basically every other week we were putting somebody, a little bit more than every other week, we were putting somebody into a property and helping them close. So by all means, let's get on board. Let's get you pre-qualified. We'll get you registered. We'll make it all happen. Second thing I wanted to bring up is sellers. Now is the time. The contractors continue to be very busy and backed up. It doesn't mean they can't help you, but if you're planning on going on the market and you're thinking you're going to get a 2-week turnaround and you don't give them notice, it's not going to happen. We're still having supply chain issues, so you need to come out to us and you need to talk to us now so that we can do the correct plan and business plan so that you're doing the right things to your house to get things up, running, beautiful, market ready, and getting the best return on your investment. So call to actions, buyers, call us now so that we can get our plan together and game plan together so you can compete. And sellers, let's go ahead and be the best one out there. There's going to be a pop-up in inventory, nothing catastrophic that will affect you from an inability to sell standpoint, but you're going to need to look good and to get the best price.
I have another suggestion for you buyers is to go out there like the ones I had yesterday. The house itself was great, but the kitchen's not updated, had laminate, had white, old appliances.
Right.
The bathroom had that big, huge, massive, silly tub with laminate flooring, and they're like looking at it, and I said, this is in your price range. And we're still going to have to escalate in cost, and we're still going to have to remove contingencies. So I suggest that you guys go to Floor and Decor someplace and start looking at what granites do you like, what flooring do you like, what tile do you like, because you might be the one doing the construction rather than the seller.
Which is exactly what my husband and I did back in the day. We bought, of course, at the height of the market in 2005. We bought a house that was gross. Like to this day, Ingrid, my father-in-law, Skip, keeps saying, he was like, "Why did you let them buy that?" And the reason is we walked in there and
because it's a cute house. It's a wonderful house.
She's totally biased. We have the same model. That's hysterical. It's the best house ever.
I love it. I love my house.
I love my house too. And we walked in there. We were like, we loved what the potential was in the house. And again, we had to use our patience. It was livable. It was clean. We just needed to renovate it.
Butcher block, countertop, harvest gold.
Oh, I had the 90s DIY 3x3 tile countertop. It was super grout everywhere in the kitchen. So it's so gross. But anyhow, point is, call us now, and now is the time. So let's get to the fun stuff. So we got a whole bunch of stuff. Look at this to talk about. Oh, all right. First of all, Fairfax City. I'm so bummed I'm going to miss it. I'm going to be in Richmond this weekend. But the Fairfax Holiday Market starts tonight and goes Saturday, Sunday as well, and next week. Downtown Fairfax and Old Town Fair. So they have vendors set up in the Old Town Square area where the fountains are when it's warm outside. There's opportunities for photos with Santa on all 3 days. And tomorrow night, Saturday, from 12 to 6, it's going to be the Festival of Lights and Carols. So there's going to be carols, the whole thing. Santa will be there for the photos, and at 5:30 they're going to do their inaugural tree lighting. So when our kids were little, we would all go do that, but we'd have reservations at Old Shabine because they always had music. We'd have dinner like old people at 5:30 in the afternoon because the kids were little. Listen to the Irish music.
I'm the old person.
I'm an old person now too. I got a kid going off to college tour. But anyways, point is, go. Fairfax City's doing that, and it's this weekend and next weekend, so you can go to their website and check that out.
It's 2 weekends in a row.
The Christmas tree lighting and carols and Santa is this weekend. Next weekend is more vendors and Santa. So check that out. There's a free concert also in Fairfax City at Sherwood Center, which is right by Van Dyke Park. It's like the police center. It's a free brass concert. It's the Cathedral Brass Ensemble, and they are going to be doing Home for the Holidays. That is tonight at 8 p.m. So if you're looking for a little holiday cheer and want to support your local musicians, that's something that I would geek out on for sure and do. I love that. Lynn sent this one over. So apparently Washington, our first president. He was quite the beer porter fan. So Mount Vernon Historical Society teamed up with Dynasty Brewing out in Ashburn, and this weekend they are launching George Washington's favorite beers, the porter and the rye cask age porter. And that is now going to be a thing, and starting in the spring, they're going to start launching time period specific beers out of Mount Vernon.
So are they going to have like a beer garden or a brewery?
I think you can buy it at the gift shop and go. I didn't get into all of the details, but it's kind of fun if you want some nostalgia.
It's neat because you go there and they've got a huge parking lot for the trail, the bike trail. So go take a little tour, have a little libation, and get on your bike and work it off. Exactly. Drive to Alexandria and have lunch. I mean, it could be a fun day.
Beautiful this time of year too. Yeah. So that's super fun. Also fun, and I'm getting intimately familiar with the St. James in Springfield on Industrial. So it's enormous. I didn't realize how enormous it was. It is 450,000 square feet. Wow. I mean, 2 ice rinks, a full-size football field, the whole nine. Josh is playing box lacrosse, so I'm there like every week. Point is, it is now, according to Boston Properties, confirmed that over on Freedom Drive in Freedom Plaza in Reston, that they've just signed a sister location at a mere 25,000 square feet, but they are going to be expanding. The success is there and the demand is there for stuff there. So check it out. St. James is expanding. We're going to come back to the rest of these later. So let's get into what happened this week at Focus on Nova. Oh, hold on. Oh, there it goes. All right. This week on Focus on Nova, Maura. She crushed it. There's things to do, and it just goes on and on and on. Everything I just mentioned, you can go to our Hot and Fresh news page on the website, and she's just listed it all with links to the website. So if you're looking for something to do in December, go here. So many things happening.
I mean, look at the pretty colors.
Oh, it's so pretty.
I mean, look, the trees look like they just are bouncing off with lights right here with a 2-dimensional. I love it. I just thought it was so pretty.
It is a pretty picture. Maura, you crushed it. Good job. Maura again crushed it. Grapes wise.
I know. Look at this again, sparkly.
Sparkly. So wine pairings. We just left Thanksgiving and 'tis the season to wassail. So if you have questions about how you want to do that with various appetizers, hors d'oeuvres, parties, etc., check out the wine pairings.
And I watched a show recently on one of the news channels with pairing with chocolate, and it was all about what chocolate you had with the certain ones.
Yeah, you could get into that with the delicious reds that go on. Oh, I could get into that. All right, so Lynn had this great little purchase here on Quiet Hollow. It was a $540,000 purchase, and this is the series where we talk about how you get into a home. So remember that call to action, call us. This is how we got this buyer this house. So this is, do you have a 5%, 10%, 20% down payment, what your mortgage payment looks like, what your down payments look like, and we can get to talking about where in the area you can afford and what your price point is. So call us today for that. And then really important, the flooring selections that are available right now.
Unbelievable.
Gorgeous. And it's everything.
Both indoor and out.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, right now I have guys tearing up my deck at my house.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm, I do. Right this moment.
You're a mean old homeowner.
7:15. Well, I get whenever they don't have something to do, they come to my house. That's why it takes
forever to do
but anyway,
anything.
It's okay. But the flooring options are amazing.
And it's everything from your luxury vinyl plank, which is all the rage, super durable if you've got big dogs. It's a thing that you might want to consider, to the beautiful hardwood, all the way through solid, refinishable flooring that's there. You've got your engineered hardwoods. I mean, just so many options, and she's going to go ahead and explore that in this article on social media, as well as Hot and Fresh.
And it's really cool because so many of the contractors I know mine can, I had an existing hardwood that I wanted to tie into, and he just popped out things and he feathered it in.
Yeah.
And then we played with the stains and we just stained it, and there's no way that you can tell from one room to the other, and one was put in 1978 and the other was just put in 2 years ago.
Right, and that's what my sister just did too. So to your point, she wanted a bigger house. She bought the house across the street from me, and it had some age on it, like the original 1978 mustard. I don't even know what the pattern is. Foyer and hallway. It was awful. My phone's ringing. Sorry. But anyway, so she ripped that out. They feathered in the wood and refinished all the hardwood floors, and it's gorgeous. She went with a lighter, natural finish. It's gorgeous. So check out your flooring trends. It's important.
Yeah, that's what I've seen recently. It's not really pickling anymore, but I've seen several that are looking because they understand it makes the room look, it just pops
Brighter.
the room up.
It's true. It's very true. So next week, here's what to look for. Not Maura. Lynn is at it again with our development updates. Hold on a second. Somebody needed to call me, and we're just going to wait until that stops because it's so much noise right next to your microphone. There it goes. Nope. All right, development updates. She's going to do this one. We have all of our development updates. I can't tell you how often I send out-of-town buyers to this section of our website. When they want to know the differences and what's happening in various areas, we've got development updates from Reston to Ashburn to Arlington to Alexandria to Brambleton. I mean, you name it, it's out there. So this coming week, Lynn's going to be focusing on the Route 28 corridor, which is just exploding after all these years. It's coming to its own, and the development is pretty amazing. So look for that on Monday. On Tuesday, we have another What You Get For. This was a listing in our neighborhood. By the way, great looking house.
Sure is.
Sure is. And it's the same model we live in. We don't live in the same neighborhood, and this is the point of What You Get For. Her home sells for $100,000 more than my home and this home because of location. She's in Oakton, we're in Fairfax. So you can live in Oakton and be 4 miles closer to everything, or you can live out on the west side of Fairfax and pay $100,000 less and get exactly the same house. But what do you want and what's your priority? And that's what we explore. So for $855,000, you'll see this property. We go through how you can afford to live there. And last but not least, Sharon did this one a while ago. This is the square footage and pricing, and what does it mean? Super complex, and not everything is created equal.
Yeah, and you really don't. I mean, you can take a look at the square footage when you're comparing houses, but you really don't take that. You take that with a grain of salt.
Yep.
Because it's all about the amenities that are in there, the location of the home, the location of the home on that street,
Yep.
and so it's not apples to apples when you come to square footage.
Right.
And in Virginia, it's only the top 2 floors that they measure for taxable living, and so you need to also take into account: is the basement finished? Is the basement unfinished? Is
it
how is it divided
basement?
up? Right.
Is it a partial basement? Is it a full basement? I think really the only exception to square footage, I mean, it's important to do it. You need to look at it. It's definitely a consideration, but then so much more weight is also put on the finishes. People don't want to take on the project, so they're willing to pay more. Right. So look at that. And the other exception to that is condos.
Let me add one more thing too with this that I found out. I mean, as a real estate agent, I do know that, but a lot of times people will add on like a sunroom, and they don't. It's not taxable. I mean,
it's not reflected in the tax record.
Correct. And so you can't really judge by what you see on Zillow.
Right.
And I had a funny story. My next door neighbor, I was at the fence talking to him yesterday, and he said, my house up there, they have a house. It's not on the lake. It's across from the lake. It's a small house up in Deep Creek. He goes, my house is on market in Zillow for $25 million. And I said, really? And I said, are you selling? He goes, wish could, but it's not real. We've got tenants lined up for. He said, but it was listed our house, and my wife was like, did you sell our house? He was like,
no, so, do you wanna?
Square footage and everything else, just be really careful about making a comparison, because you need to get into the house and take a look at it.
Exactly. And the only exception to that, in my opinion, would be a condominium. I mean, a unit is a unit
right.
is a unit, and then you start getting into finishes. So that's a little more realistic as far as a flat out comparison of square footage. All right, so what's next? Things to do this weekend. We have got lots of things done. If you are out west, Middleburg is doing their Christmas things, and it's not just one specific thing. It's all the shops, all the vendors, town square, the whole nine. So if you get out to Middleburg, there's lots happening there. This is fun, and I have never heard of it, but it's its 50th anniversary.
Okay.
Is in Alexandria Old Town is the 50th anniversary of the Scottish Christmas Walk.
Oh, I do know that, because my supervising teacher and her husband were very much on. I mean, he has the kilt.
Yeah.
Well, he just passed away, but he had the kilt. They did it every single year, and he was part of the
The parade.
The parade.
Right,
yeah.
and it's a whole thing.
Oh, yeah.
So,
I remember.
Yeah, so
going
the
to
parade
it.
starts at 11 a.m. this Saturday.
Yeah, it's pretty neat.
In Old Town. It starts at St. Asaph and then goes around and goes to City Hall. So if you're into
the bagpipes and
yeah.
all that stuff. Oh, and they're all in, everybody, women and men are all in costume.
Yeah, so check it out.
Really
There's
cool.
tons going on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then apparently there's 2 boat tours, one in DC, one in Alexandria. So hop on the website to check that out. And last but not least, it wouldn't be Christmas season or holiday season without the Nutcracker. And the Ravel, if I'm saying that right, Ravel, R-A-V-E-L, dance company is going to be performing the Nutcracker at the new Capital One Center or Capital One Hall, rather, in Tyson's Corner. And that's happening Sunday, so check the website for tickets. And if you can't find something to do this weekend, then you are just not trying. There's everything from free to funded, so figure it out and have a wonderful week. If you have any questions, our call to action is call us about your buying and selling, because 2022 is shaping up to look a lot like 2021. And we sold 48 homes this past year. We put 28 people into homes this year. So just give us a call. We're seasoned, we get it, and we're here to help you.
Yes, and a little plug.
Yes.
With the Nutcracker. When we had our brewery thing at Bunnyman Brewery over in Fairfax.
Yes.
This was for Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
And we had our tent, and ours was, had
spooky,
spotters and
scary.
everything else. But the next door was a dance company. And the entire time, the girls were performing right in front of us, the Nutcracker. So I feel like I've already seen it.
Yeah, we're done. We checked the box. No, they were super cute. All right, check it out. Call us if you need anything. We're out.
Bye.
Wait for it. And for it.